Hey, we're going to start graphing today, and as part of graphing, you all learned mean, median, mode, and range last year. We're going to talk about that on the video today just to make sure you remember. So this is not something that we're going to be learning during class. This is something you should already know how to do, and that we're just reviewing for you to be successful on questions that will come up in class like this, but we're not going to actually teach it. It should be something you remember. So, we're going to talk about just what mean, median, mode, and range is. I want y'all to write down these definitions in your folder so that you can look back at it, and then I want you to write down the example in your folder so you can look back at it as well. So the first one is mean. The way that I remember what mean implies to do is I think that your teacher is mean, right? I'm a mean teacher, and what I do is I take all your grades and I average them, and I come up with a grade to assign you for the class. So that means that I add up all of the grades that you have in my class, and then I divide by how many grades there are. So mean, the way you can remember it is your teacher's mean, she averages your grades, so you add up all the numbers you have and divide by how many values there are. Good. The next one, median. Median, the way that I remember that is it kind of looks like the word medio. So the AN at the end is different. Medio is the middle. Another way you can remember median is if you do know the place where the trees are and the grass is in the middle of the road, like on Kempwood there's some of them, and on other streets they have them too, is called a median. It's the middle of the road there. So the way that we can remember what median means is either medio or the middle of the road. And what you do to find the median is you place all the numbers in order from least to greatest, and then whichever number is right in the middle is the median. If there's an even number of values, so there's two numbers left in the middle, you would add those two numbers and divide by 2, or find the mean of those middle two in order to find the median, because there can only be one median, and there has to be a median. The next one is mode. So the way that I can remember mode is because it starts with mo, so it's the one that shows up the most. So you can remember mode because it is the one that shows up the most. Mo. So you place the numbers in order from least to greatest again, and whichever number appears the most is the mode. This one, there can be no mode, so if no numbers repeat, there's no mode, or there can be more than one mode. So if you have 1 2 times and you have 2 2 times, then you can have a mode of 1 and 2. It can have 2 different modes. These are all measures of central tendency. The last one, range, is a measure of variability. It tells you the distance between it. So the way that I remember range is it starts with ran, and it is how far did I run, how far I ran. That's the distance. So the way that we find the range is you think how far did I run, the distance from the least to the greatest. So you place the numbers in order from least to greatest and subtract the smallest value from the largest value, and that's your range, the distance in between the smallest value and the largest value. So that's just a reminder of what all these are, so make sure you have them in your notes before I move on, and we'll look at the next slide. So, right here is just an example that we're going to do together. It says the low temperatures for a week, and you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and all these different temperatures. And we're going to find the mean, median, mode, and range of these. We're going to use a calculator just to make it easier. You can use a calculator for the questions on this assignment, but in class we will not be using a calculator. So the first thing we're going to do is the mean. So make sure you wrote these down in your notes. Remember, the mean is the average, so the first thing we've got to do is, okay, the video is going to run out in about a minute. Make sure you watch the second video. This is going to be a 2-part video thing. So the mean, remember, is the average. So we first have to add up all the values, and then we are going to divide by how many values there are. So the first thing we're going to do is add them all up. So I'm going to do 67 plus 45.3 plus 32 plus 45.3 plus 58.2 plus 58.2, oops. Plus 65.1